For more on this 2024 race, let's bring in the senator from Iowa, Joni Ernst. Joni, good to see you, Senator. Good to see you, I should say.
Hey, Sean. Thanks, Dagan. Thank you.
Welcome to the bottom line. So, listen, what do you make of the Republican candidates breaking out into Iowa, campaigning hard, trying to win your constituents' votes, as well as Joe Biden and his tumble and fall earlier today?
Well, I am so excited that we do have all of these presidentials coming into the great state of Iowa. Of course, the Republicans do maintain the first in the nation caucus status, and we are going to see 8 of them at my roast and ride this Saturday. So they'll take the stage, they'll share their ideas, their thoughts, and their inspiration with the wonderful patriots that are coming out to our event Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. So I'm grateful. Democrats, of course, have moved their first in the nation caucus, their primaries elsewhere. Democrats gave Middle America the middle finger, but Republicans will maintain it. So the Roast and Ride, go to roastandride.com for more information. Again, that is Saturday, June 3rd. I don't want to comment too much about the Service Academy incident with President Biden, but it does paint a picture for the Democrats, and I think they will have some hard decisions coming up in this caucus primary season.
Senator, I don't give people advice about diction, anger management, or how to be a proper Southern lady, but looking at DeSantis and President Trump, I wanted to see more energy from those two individuals. Are you seeing energy? Because you can get into policy discussions as you move into the primary season, but I want to see energy. We got to turn this nation around.
Dagan, I am with you, and that's why I think June 3rd, this Saturday at the Roast and Ride, you will see a number of those candidates take the stage in Iowa, and they will have to speak to the heart of the Iowa caucus goer. They will need a lot of energy, enthusiasm, and as I said before, inspiration on where they want to take the United States of America. We have struggled desperately in the last 2 years under this Biden administration. Iowans, are hardworking taxpayers. They want to see us go a different direction, and those candidates will have to have a message and the energy that will appeal to those Iowa voters and those follow-on states as well.
Right. And so, I think you actually invited me to the Roast and Ride. I was only a state north of you, Senator. I never made it down for it, but it's a great event, and a lot of people come to it, as you've pointed out. Are you on Harleys and doing a pig roast? Is that the basis of the event? And is Donald Trump actually not showing up for the Roast and Ride?
Yes, the Roast and Ride, it is exactly that, Sean. So we're going to kick off the day at Big Barn Harley-Davidson in Des Moines, Iowa. I do ride a Harley-Davidson. I'll be leading that pack of motorcyclists. Mike Pence is also going to get on a motorcycle and join us for this year's ride. And the beauty of this is that the ticket sales for the motorcycle ride, all of those proceeds go to a veterans charity. This year, it is the Freedom Foundation of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Veterans Helping Veterans. Then we land our motorcycles. We'll take them into the Iowa State Fairgrounds, where we will have a hog roast, lots of entertainment. It is a family-friendly event with all of those incredible speakers that will be on stage with us. And it will be the single greatest event in the state of Iowa, where you see all of these candidates come together in one place and vie for people's votes and support. Donald Trump, there will be more to follow on that. I don't believe that he will be there in person, but we will have all of these other wonderful candidates.
Well, I think anybody running for president should have to either know how to or learn how to slaughter a hog, but I digress. I want to turn overseas to Elon Musk. He wrapped up this trip to China, where he had several meetings with high-ranking officials in the Chinese government. Many people are calling it a PR win for communist China. Musk said that the U.S. and China are intertwined like conjoined twins. We need a divorce from this adversary. Senator, why can't these business owners and operators stand up for American values rather than kowtowing to communist China, which really wants to wipe us off the map, if you will?
Right. And I don't know that we'll ever see an all-out divorce, I guess, with China. But certainly I feel that we should be in an estranged relationship. I do think that we need to focus on America first, at least lean on domestic production of energy, goods, and services. And for those that we can't find in the United States of America, let's turn to our friends and allies. Let's not turn towards adversaries. And this is where I've really focused a lot of my effort, is making sure that, one, as American taxpayers, we aren't supporting efforts of our adversaries, and we're not sending taxpayer dollars into China, into Russia. I have just unearthed a lot of expenses, taxpayer dollars, that went to the Wuhan lab. We've seen experiments of cats on treadmills in Russia that we sent 770,000 American dollars to Russia to support. All of these efforts need to be cut off at the knees. Let's focus on America, not our adversaries.
I think that was to the tune of $1.3 billion, if I'm not mistaken.
Overall. Yep,
yeah,
to our adversaries.
Yeah, and again, I mean, China is a wealthy nation. It is a military competitor. It's an economic competitor. To think that America would be sending 1 red cent to China is unbelievable. And then you have Russia invading Ukraine, and we're sending money to Russia. You sent out this report, Senator. What happens with your exposing of how this money is spent? Are you able to put pressure on the administration and stop it in the next appropriations? Are you able to cut it off? How do you deal with insanity like this?
Oh, Sean, it is insanity. And yes, we are putting pressure on the administration, and some of it has worked. We have been able to cut off EcoHealth Alliance and the dollars that were going into China, but we have to have more of this. We have to have more pressure and legislation supported by both parties that will stop us from sending dollars into our adversaries' hands. For heaven's sake, $770,000 to Russia to put cats on a treadmill? I'm sorry, keep that money here. For $770,000, I'll get on a treadmill. We can save some money. Let's focus on, again, domestic goods and services. If we need research and development, let's do it here in the good old US of A.
And it's just unimaginable that we potentially sent money to the Wuhan lab to develop a virus that then turned around and killed more than 1.1 million Americans. But let's talk about spending. The debt ceiling bill now heads into the Senate. Are you a yay or a nay?
Yes, I will likely be a yes on this one. I think that Kevin McCarthy did a valiant job in getting the president to the table. We will see $1.5 trillion of deficit reduction in the upcoming years. We will see over $1 trillion of savings in our budgets. We'll be spending less than we did in prior years. So I think we are moving in the right direction. We're clawing back unspent COVID dollars. We are putting work requirements on those that are receiving welfare. There are a number of great things that, if it weren't for this particular piece of legislation, we would have never seen it over the finish line. We have a lot more to do. It's not a perfect bill. It is not. But we have to get the majority in the Senate. We have to get the White House back. And then we can absolutely be much more aggressive in how we trim back on our spending.
I agree. It's not perfect. Just real quick. Can the House Republicans actually go after additional spending in the appropriation process that's going to come to pass at the end of September?
You know, I hope we can. And that's the kicker here. Yep, that's the kicker here. We still have those checks and balances with the House and Republicans in control.
I like it, Joni Ernst. Good luck with the event. Ride
Thanks.
Hogs and slaughtering pigs, I guess. Enjoy.
Thanks
You
so
don't
much.
have to
Come on
watch
out
them.
to Iowa.
You don't have to watch them slaughter it. It's already it's cleaned and everything, and you just cook the whole hog, and it's absolutely delicious.
You can see.
We need to
Senator
educate
Joni.
Sean
Well, Joni
here.
Ernst she can slaughter hogs and she can
Yes, I know.
ride. She can
I
do it all.
can do it all. I can
can do
ride
it all.
them and I can slaughter them.
Yes, you can.
Roastandride.com.
Roastandride.com.
Senator, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.